It's November 30th, 2021, and it is 6:48, and I took a long trade in the ES here off of this flip here. Tried to get long to take out this high here and come through to the top of the range. Came back down. I was hoping that it would hold. It didn't hold this. I cut it for a little over a point loss. Other than that, that's about all I've done this morning. Oil is crazy volatile once again, like 50, 60, 70 point swings in just a few minutes. So gonna have to be a little patient with that one. We'll see. I'm kind of watching this range here now to see how we treat this. This was tempting to try this long just off of this volume and the small failure, the low side of this, and then it would have been a quick, nice run to the top of the range, but didn't get in that. So now I'm just watching. Unfortunately, I didn't get this last trade on video, but I'm going to go over it here real quick. So what happened is we came down this large sell-off, put in some pretty significant volume here. Nothing crazy. I would call this trade, this long trade, more of a scalp. So what happened is we came down, put in this buyer here, what was it? And pushed down again. Order flow confirmed as well. We weren't really getting the sell-off that I would expect if we were going to continue that move. So I thought that we were likely to at least be able to come up and test these highs. So I bought right around the round number. I think it was, let's see. Oh, this isn't today's numbers. My one and only trade, 67.03. So I bought it right here. See this volume put in, and then at 9.09. So right here, I grabbed this as soon as we saw this like real small push here. I bought an intrabar and didn't really take any heat of any kind. So it was a nice trade. And then overall target, I could have seen it come up to test back up into this LVN, but 44. I was looking to see if we could get like just a flush above that, but we see this is untested. We have this whole area here, which is kind of untested. This is untested supply in this area, so I'm not surprised at all. And then we took out this liquidity above this top, so I locked in 20. I was at about 29 in equity, so that's a good trade. The ES, I've been watching this all day, and it was funny that they came up and took out this IB area, and then we just sold off. I've been watching this whole morning to see that this structure, to me, the overnight session alt seemed low. I think there was some kind of news, but very likely that I thought this was a setup for a huge, just a crush down. And now here we are taking out the overnight low, and now we're into kind of some real fresh territory. I wouldn't be surprised that at some point we're going to see a real significant down move in the market in general, but I'll try to see if I can get a long in here on the ES. It's getting real jumpy here, but I'm going to manage risk real tight. It looked like it was going to spike down and get me, but I am long going to try to shoot for the top of this little range here, but it looks like I'm going to get taken out. We will see here any second. It doesn't look like it's going to hold, but let's see. Here's my entry here above this volume when we pushed up, and I just got taken out. So I mean, ideally I would have held until these tops were taken out, but it's just so volatile. I really think that we could see price back down below this, but it tends to happen a lot that I don't hold my initial stop and let the trade play out, and there it goes. So that's unfortunate. The read was right, and timing was right. I just didn't manage it real well. So now I would definitely be break even on this one. But that's all right. It's volatile, so just as easily could come down and taken this out, and the stops are wide today, so with all the volatility. Long CL here, and I just took a full loss and just wiped out in just a matter of a few seconds, so that's not a very good trade. Looks like I got probably the last final shakeout on this move down before we move up. I was kind of hoping to see this low side tested first, and that's exactly what happened. We took this low out, and now it's moving up. So going to try one more long here in the ES, and then I'm going to call it a day, hoping that it will hold this range here, test it up into here. We really could move up to the top of this range if we can hold this level here, but minimum I'd like to see about 78.50 or so. That's what I'd be shooting for, which would be a real nice target. So it needs to hold this level right here, and putting in some volume. We've taken out this short-term supply, so these sellers are potentially stuck, but now it doesn't look like it's going to hold for me. We'll see. I just got taken out for a loss there on the ES, so I feel like I was pushing my luck, and this came up into this supply area here, and if we hold these lows here and move up, I think it has a chance to move higher, but just getting kind of late in the day and somewhat choppy. So turned a decent day into a losing day now. So I'm down 4 points on the ES and plus 11 ticks on CL. So CL, I took a loss here on this one as well. I was totally wrong on the read. This came down and just hammered and took out and put in a new low. So overall, a little bit disappointed with. I should have just late in the day, especially after lunch, I should have called it a day and walked away.